Hello everybody, and welcome to the first ever Wonder and Widget class guide. Before we begin, we ask that if you enjoy the video, to please like and subscribe, leave a comment, and share it around. It really does help out the channel. But anyways, in this video, we're going to be covering the Bard, what they are, and how you can get the most out of the class. So without further ado, let's get started. Whether scholar, skald, or scoundrel, a bard weaves magic through words and music to inspire allies, demoralize foes, manipulate minds, create illusions, and even heal wounds. The bard is a master of song, speech, and the magic they contain, as well as being an absolute meme amongst the other D&D classes. We all know why. So, getting into the class. When you play a bard, you gain a d8 hit die per level. You have proficiency with light armor, simple weapons, hand crossbows, long swords, short swords, and rapiers, and are proficient in dexterity and charisma saving throws. You also get proficiency with 3 musical instruments of your choice, and any 3 skills of your choice. At first level, you gain the features Spellcasting and Bardic Inspiration. Now, spellcasting is pretty easy to understand. You gain 2 cantrips and 4 first level spells from the Bard spell list. And there's a handy dandy table that shows how many spells you're meant to have as you level up. As far as Bardic Inspiration, well, I'll quote the text directly. You can inspire others through stirring words or music. To do so, you use a bonus action on your turn to choose one creature other than yourself within 60 feet of you who can hear you. That creature gains 1 Bardic Inspiration die, a d6. Once within the next 10 minutes, the creature can roll the die and add the number rolled to 1 ability check, attack roll, or saving throw it makes. The creature can wait until after it rolls the d20 before deciding to use the Bardic Inspiration die, but must decide before the DM says whether the roll succeeds or fails. Once the Bardic Inspiration die is rolled, it is lost. A creature can only have 1 Bardic Inspiration die at a time. You can use this feature a number of times equal to your Charisma modifier, a minimum of once. You regain any expended uses when you finish a long rest. Your Bardic Inspiration die changes when you reach certain levels in this class. The die becomes a d8 at 5th level, a d10 at 10th level, and a d12 at 15th level. So, as you level up, you can use your inspiration to help give your party members a really strong boost. This is a great support ability for the Bard, and can help out a lot of your party members both in and out of combat. At the bare minimum, you're getting a +1 on top of whatever you roll, and depending on your level, you could get anywhere from a +6 to a +12 to your roll, if you're lucky. At 2nd level, you gain Jack of all trades and Song of Rest. With Jack of all trades, you can add half of your proficiency bonus rounded down to any skills that you do not have proficiency in already. This skill lets you be just a bit better at everything that you aren't proficient at, and even patches up low or negative modifiers on non-proficient skills tied to your lowest stats. With Song of Rest, you can give an extra 1d6 hit points to allies that are spending their hit die to heal during a short rest. The extra hit points increase as you level up, to 1d8 at 9th level, 1d10 at 13th level, and to 1d12 at 17th level. This essentially gives your party an extra hit die during a short rest for free, especially at higher levels, where the hit die is just bigger. At 3rd level, you gain an ability known as Expertise. When you gain this feature, choose 2 of your skill proficiencies. Your proficiency bonus is doubled for any ability check you make that uses either of the chosen proficiencies. Note that for whatever skills you have expertise in, only your proficiency bonus is doubled for that. Say you have a +3 to athletics, +1 from your strength, and +2 from proficiency. With expertise, you now have a +5. This snowballs massively as your proficiency bonus goes up, turning a +3 to a +6, +4 to +8, and so on. Use this on valuable skills, especially ones that complement one of your higher stats like charisma or dexterity, and you'll almost never fail a skill check again. At 10th level, you can choose another 2 skill proficiencies to also gain this benefit. In addition, you get to choose your Bard college, aka your subclass, and you gain a unique ability from said subclass. There are quite a few out already as of this video being released, and they all have their own unique intricacies that we'd like to cover in depth. Because of this, we'll be covering each subclass in its own brief video. Be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell to see them as they come up, as well as our other usual content. Anyway, moving on, at 4th level, you gain your ability score improvement or a feat. You gain this again at 8th, 12th, 16th, and 19th level. When you reach 5th level, you gain Font of Inspiration, which allows you to regain all of your expended uses of Bardic Inspiration when you finish a short or a long rest, rather than only a long rest. Then, at 6th level, you gain Counter Charm. As an action, you can start a performance that lasts until the end of your next turn. During that time, you and any friendly creatures within 30 feet of you have advantage on saving throws against being frightened or charmed. A creature must be able to hear you to gain this benefit. The performance ends early if you are incapacitated or silenced, or if you voluntarily end it, no action required. It's not amazing, but if you know you're fighting a foe that can charm or frighten you, and the party is vulnerable to that, it can potentially have its use. You also gain a subclass feature at 6th level. Starting at 10th level, you gain Magical Secrets, which lets you choose 2 spells from any spell list, rather than just the Bard spell list. The chosen spells count as Bard spells for you, and are included in that little number in the Spells Known column of the Bard table. The spells you choose can be either cantrips or any spell that is of a level you can cast. You can also get Magical Secrets again at 14th and 18th level. This ability is fantastic, plain and simple. You can get Eldritch Blast without selling your soul. You can finally get Counterspell, and you can even get crazy spells like Chaos Bolt or Wall of Force. The possibilities are endless. At 14th level, you gain an additional subclass feature alongside your second dose of Magical Secrets, which naturally gives you even crazier higher level options. Your final spells from Magical Secrets at 18th level can finally be 9th level spells, if you wish. Seriously though, you can get crazy spells like Shape Change or Mass Heal from this, or pick up any utility spell that you could ever want or need from any level. And your final 20th level ability is Superior Inspiration. When you roll initiative and have no uses of Bardic Inspiration left, you regain 1 use. It's something. It means that you'll always be prepared with at least 1 Bardic Inspiration no matter the circumstances, though with all of the things that you have at your disposal by now, it's honestly, it's not much. But now that we've gone over what your abilities are, let's talk about some of the ways to use them. The spells and abilities that you usually get push you toward a support and utility role, with spells that heal, buff, detect, disguise, and distract making up much of your kit. And you will get the ability to basically never fail some skill checks and be at least above average at the ones that you aren't proficient at. Your Bardic Inspiration trait lets you make sure that your party members are better at skill checks too, as well as augmenting their attack rolls and saving throws in combat. When properly utilizing your skills and spells, you can control the battlefield like it's putty in your hands, augmenting your allies and disorienting your foes. Outside of combat, you're a Swiss Army knife that can smooth talk your way through a tough negotiation while making gourmet pancakes and disabling a magical trap all at the same time. The only thing you don't really have is damage, lacking the physical prowess or burst damage of the fighter or rogue, while also not having easy access to crazy AoE damage spells or powerful death rays like the warlock or wizard. So now that we have your class abilities, how do you build your bard? Please note these are just suggestions. Remember that D&D is about having fun, and you can build your bard however you like. Anyways, when it comes to bards, you want to max out your charisma first and foremost. You use this for your spell casting, so lacking in this stat can make your spells a bit less potent. Your second highest priority should be either dexterity or constitution. High Constitution gives you better HP, and makes you more likely to succeed on concentration checks for your spells. And Dexterity gives you better armor class, complements your proficiency with Dexterity saving throws, and it complements your proficiency with martial weapons like the rapier or hand crossbow, which gives you something to fall back on when something either resists your spells or is getting a little too close to your face. Races that complement the Bard include the likes of half-elves, tieflings, and gnomes, basically anything that either grants you skill proficiencies or innate spellcasting, especially charisma-based spellcasting, or just generally complements being a spellcaster. If you intend to multiclass, consider Paladin or Warlock. They both have synergy with charisma, but Paladin grants you some nice armor and weapon proficiencies for up-close fighting, while Warlock grants you some nice spells and abilities that can also dip into a secondary pool of spell slots. Be careful if you want to multiclass into another full spellcaster. Because of the way multiclassing works, you may have higher level spell slots available, but you can only use them for upcasting spells. You sometimes can't actually learn or prepare spells of those higher levels depending on what class levels you're at. A 6th level Bard that takes 1 level in Sorcerer instead of their 7th Bard level will still get a 4th level spell slot, but can only learn 1st level Sorcerer spells from that level. Taking a spellcasting class like Druid or Cleric will leave you in a similar predicament. No new Bard spells, and you can only prepare 1st level Druid or Cleric spells, but you do at least have 4th level spell slots available. Another thing to note is that if that spellcasting class uses a different stat for their spellcasting, those spells will come from that stat. So the Druid or Cleric will use Wisdom for casting Druid or Cleric spells instead of your Charisma. And with that, we've covered everything. We hope you enjoyed, and maybe even learned a lot about how to play Bard. If you like this video, please consider liking, subscribing, and clicking the notification bell. Also be sure to share this around to anyone you know that would like to know how to play a Bard, or just someone who might enjoy it. Thank you all for watching, and have a lovely day.